The Rosetta Stone is one of the most important archaeological discoveries in history. Its decoding in the early 19th century was a breakthrough that finally allowed scholars to understand ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs after centuries of mystery. The stone, which features the same text in three different scripts, hieroglyphic, Demotic, and Greek, was the key to unlocking the secrets of ancient Egyptian writing and, by extension, much of its history and culture. The Rosetta Stone was discovered in 1799 by a French soldier named Pierre-François Bouchard during Napoleon Bonaparte's campaign in Egypt. It was found near the town of Rosetta, modern-day Rashid, in the Nile Delta, while soldiers were fortifying a fort. The stone itself is a fragment of a larger stele and contains a decree issued by King Ptolemy V in 196 BCE. What made the Rosetta Stone so significant was that it contained the same message written in three different scripts: Egyptian hieroglyphs, Egyptian Demotic script, a more simplified form of writing used for daily purposes, and ancient Greek. Since scholars already understood Greek, they realized that the stone could serve as a bilingual key for deciphering the two Egyptian scripts, especially the mysterious hieroglyphs. For centuries, hieroglyphic writing had been a mystery. The ancient Egyptians stopped using hieroglyphs as their dominant writing system after the Roman conquest of Egypt, and by the 4th century CE, the knowledge of how to read them had been lost. Some scholars mistakenly believed that hieroglyphs were purely symbolic, representing ideas or concepts, rather than phonetic sounds. This misunderstanding made deciphering the script an enormous challenge. The Rosetta Stone provided a new opportunity for scholars to crack the code of hieroglyphic writing. Since the Greek text was already understood, it offered clues to the meanings of the other two scripts. However, progress was slow, and several attempts to decipher the hieroglyphs ended in failure before success was achieved. The true breakthrough came in 1822, when French linguist and scholar Jean-François Champollion finally succeeded in deciphering the hieroglyphs. Champollion had spent years studying the Rosetta Stone and ancient Egyptian texts, building on the work of other scholars, including English scientist Thomas Young. Young had made significant progress by identifying the names of Greek rulers in the Demotic and hieroglyphic sections of the stone. Champollion's genius lay in recognizing that hieroglyphs were not purely symbolic, but also phonetic, meaning that some symbols represented sounds rather than ideas. By comparing the hieroglyphs to their Greek equivalents, Champollion realized that certain hieroglyphs formed the phonetic sounds of the names of kings and other figures. For example, he decoded the cartouches, oval shapes around royal names, on the stone, identifying the hieroglyphs for Ptolemy and Cleopatra. Champollion's knowledge of Coptic, the language descended from ancient Egyptian, also helped him understand the phonetic elements of the script. Using this knowledge, he was able to translate more of the hieroglyphs, finally revealing the linguistic system of the ancient Egyptians. The impact of decoding the Rosetta Stone was monumental. Champollion's work opened the door to a new era in the study of ancient Egypt. For the first time in nearly 1,500 years, scholars could read hieroglyphic texts and uncover the vast history, religion, literature, and daily life of the ancient Egyptians. Temples, tombs, and inscriptions that had been silent for millennia suddenly became sources of rich information. The ability to read hieroglyphs revolutionized Egyptology. Scholars could now translate the ancient inscriptions on monuments, temples, and tombs, unlocking secrets about the pharaohs, their gods, and the administration of their vast empire. Texts like the Book of the Dead, which provided guidance for the afterlife, and the historical records of kings and battles became accessible for the first time. The Rosetta Stone remains one of the most famous objects in the world, housed in the British Museum since 1802. Its decoding is often seen as a symbol of scholarly triumph and a breakthrough in understanding one of the world's oldest and most influential civilizations. Champollion's decipherment of hieroglyphs not only opened up ancient Egypt to the modern world, but also helped establish Egyptology as a formal field of study. Today, the Rosetta Stone continues to captivate scholars and the public alike, representing the bridge between ancient worlds and modern knowledge. Its decoding was a monumental achievement in the history of linguistics and archaeology, forever changing our understanding of the ancient world. The Rosetta Stone was the key that unlocked the language and culture of ancient Egypt. Jean-François Champollion's decipherment of the hieroglyphs marked a turning point in history, revealing the intricacies of a civilization that had been lost for centuries. The legacy of the Rosetta Stone endures not only in the field of Egyptology, but also in the broader pursuit of understanding humanity's past through the written word.